posted what I posted after a particular incident yesterday where we had to do a walkthrough on a property that was done by a licensed builder who also states that, you know, pretty much he is a carpenter. And we walked through this property, and again, the work looks like shit. So I made my post that I was tired of whack-ass contractors taking advantage of women. I said what I said. I meant what I said. So Chico posted that the pot calling the kettle black. Now, where the hell that analogy comes from or came from, as far as in this whole in the post, is beyond me. Because it damn sure ain't the pot calling the kettle black. And my son has been dialoguing with you as a result of that. It's not my brother, it's my son. It's a licensed residential builder as well, learning alongside his mother, practicing ethically, learning communication, and so on and so forth, which I didn't have to necessarily teach him that. He's always been one that's had a knack as far as communicating as far as with other people, you know. So you talked about as far as the, you know, what tribe or whatever is raising him, and basically he needed to, you know, I guess get some more understanding or whatever. Oh, he understands very well, you know. And that's what a son does for their mother. That's what a husband does for his wife, you know. You're going to come in, you're going to defend and can out. Because, to be honest with you, you know, what you went off on and started talking about had absolutely nothing to do with the damn conversation. You're talking about women who, quote unquote, take advantage as far as of you, because you come in and you don't charge anything, you know, up front. You know, you don't ask for a dime until you're 85% through figuring that if you get enough work in, they're going to pay, and so on and so forth. Sounds like somebody's not operating with contracts, you know. While you're telling my son to read, reading is fundamental, but comprehension is as well. And if you give someone a legitimate contract, signed and dated, with terms and conditions, and dates and things like that, usually when it comes time to pay, there isn't a problem as far as we're paying. There isn't an issue as far as we're paying. And you give them that 3-day rescissionary period in which to object to whatever it is as far as in that contract and either sign it or not, you should be fine. You wouldn't have that issue that you're having as far as with, you know, you finishing 85% of the job and now you come for payment and they don't want to pay you. And now because they don't want to pay you, it's all because they got a man at home that's emasculated and don't know how to handle their woman, and here you come talking about you're not trying to, you know, raise no girl into no woman, or for that matter, deal with no girl or no woman trapped in a girl's body who don't know how to be a woman, and yada, yada, yada. It's like, what in the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Again, somebody else commented and said, if she's talking about whack-ass contractors, if that's not you, then why are you commenting? Why are you coming? You know, this is about a client, a woman. She's not my client yet. But this is a woman who has been thoroughly raked over the coals as far as by the contractors whom have come into her domain and literally fucked it up. Okay? This is stuff that can't even be closed up as far as with drywall. We're still in rough. And we're 11 hours and 50 minutes in. Okay? So you're telling me that that was her fault? No. No. Because she was indecisive and didn't know what, you know, the contractor was supposed to necessarily do. She hired a licensed general contractor who also dubs himself as a carpenter. And the carpentry work in this property looked like some shit that I wouldn't even expect from first year carpentry students to do anything this damn crappy. The first year of school, you're going to learn, you know, simple framing. You know, you're going to learn how to build a fucking wall. You know, you're going to learn all of these things. And when I tell you this stuff it looks like they were practicing in the property. It looks like there were a bunch of students that were on their first day of class, just threw this shit up, shot all these damn nails in there, because we know how guys love their nail guns, and they just want to pop, 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 pop. They just want to pop every damn thing. And just pop nails I mean, it looks like a serious joke. So you're trying to tell me that, you know, this woman was indecisive and she was this and she was that when she hired someone to come into her home and reframe the fucking interior, that was her fault? Because she didn't know how to, because she had issues as far as with, you know, her man at home, and now she's, you know, in a sense, you know, bothering the framers to the point to where, you know, they couldn't get their shit together and, you know, frame the property right? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm fucking confused. You know, now you're telling my son that reading is fundamental or read and all this other shit, and apparently English is not your first, it's not your strong suit, and so on and so forth. You know, don't sit up and attempt to mince words and, you know, belittle someone, you know, because you're so well versed as far as in the English language. Well, you may be well versed in the English language, but you're not well versed in understanding what the hell it is that you read. Because again, if it had absolutely nothing to do with you, why the fuck are you coming? Your conversation is something totally different. Totally different than what I posted and what I talked about and what I'm pissed off about. Yeah, the majority of the people fucking over the women are men. Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. And because a lot of women don't have a clear understanding as far as of, you know, exactly how this thing goes and so on and so forth, you know, but at the end of the day, you hire a licensed professional to do just what it is that you hired them to do. Not to watch over them, you know. Not to, in a sense, question them to the point of ridiculousness. But if you find yourself questioning because something doesn't look right, that's a problem. 9 times out of 10, they don't know what the hell it is that they're doing. And at the end of the day, you probably should get them the fuck off your property before they do any more damage. And in this case, with this lady, they framed the whole damn house. And it all looks like shit. Because she didn't know. And a lot of us don't know. But we depend on the people that we hire to know their trade. If you put yourself out there as a tiler, if you put yourself out there as a floor guy, if you put yourself out there as a painter, if you put yourself out there as a drywaller, if you put yourself out there as a handyman, know what the fuck it is that you're doing. It's not fair to put yourself out there. A woman takes your word, hires you, and then you come in and you fuck up. Just make this shit make sense to me. Just make it make sense to me, and I'll shut the fuck up and I'll move on. But it doesn't. So maybe you're one of those that do crappy ass work. Maybe that's why you're offended. And if the work is crappy and then the woman complains as far as about it, now she doesn't want to pay because it looks like shit, and she brought somebody else over there to look at it, and they say it looks like shit, don't pay them shit, and so on and so forth. You know, hey, maybe that's you. But again, if the shoe don't fit, don't try and force it on. That's what you're doing here. You're attempting to force the shoe on. But if it don't fit, again, this is not the conversation for you. It's not. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being disrespectful as far as you as a man and your manhood and all that type shit? At this point, I really don't give a flying fuck. Because my conversation, again, is geared towards women who are being taken advantage of, and the shit needs to stop. Instead of you coming on here talking that bullshit, you should have come on here and, in a sense, defended the good contractors. I didn't see anything in there that says that, you did damn good work and all that type shit. Just that you got girls, trapped in a woman's body, and and they mad and they taking it out on you and not wanting to pay you for work that apparently you did. Show me some work. I'll tell you whether she should have paid you or not. All right? But at the end of the day, this conversation, if it ain't about you, don't make it about you. Hey, read it, scroll the fuck on. I don't comment on everything I see. I pick my battles wisely. And my son Bryce was, raised in a very protective and comes from a very knowledgeable tribe. His dad is also a carpenter and knows his shit. And not even by trade, just, a family of just some of the smartest men, Can't say much on the women's side that they, how might I put it, have dealt with it, but it is what it is, Pick your battles wisely. Because at the end of the day, again, if the shoe don't fit, don't force it on. It's your girl, Rachel Saltmarsh, the Black Lady Contractor. And I'm out.